Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. And this evening, I'm having a conversation with Adele Bernard from. Uh, Good evening
And
or good morning,
I was going to
afternoon,
say good afternoon.
afternoon. There we got there in the end.
We have finally hit afternoon here. So,
Oh dear. Yes. Yes, as you know, from our first chit chat, I always ask a question. But
yeah.
the second time and thereafter, I don't ask a question. So, what should we have a conversation about? What do you think?
Well, I want to kind of do the journey of the whole chit chat podcast, whatever we call them,
Mhm.
and the fact that what got you doing your chit chat. I have my theories, but I want to hear it from you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I have an interest in people, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be doing what I do. But it was actually a bit of reverse psychology. That's that cat out of the bag, isn't it? So, yes, it was, things were a little slow on the card side. So I thought, right, okay, well, if I do a chit chat with people, and it might rustle up some intrigue. So yes, it was really to sort of, oh, I wonder what else she does, kind of thing. So yes,
Hmm.
yeah, and I think generally it works. It's always a slow burn, isn't it? So
Hmm.
you have to people are people, and we will take our time in deciphering and doing things.
Well,
So yeah.
and it's interesting because when people ask me why I do my podcast, I said, well, I don't know. I like people, right? And it takes it to a different level from just networking. You might not be ready to purchase from them. And it also gives you use the platform to share these awesome people.
Yes.
And then maybe down the line they connect and then, who knows, right?
Mm.
And so yeah, it's interesting how it's just like hit record, see what happens.
Yes, exactly that. And the conversations that come out of it are quite fascinating, aren't they?
Yeah.
They
So
really are. I mean,
what's the craziest one you've had?
oh, um, mm, the most unusual one I had was very recently, and not what I was expecting.
Hmm.
It was about street art.
Okay.
The spray cans, the painting on the
Yeah.
walls, and so on. Yeah, it was not what I was expecting at all. Fascinating,
In
but
what way?
yes. Um, because of what he does for work, and I suppose because of what he does for work, he does goes really far out and has the interest of that to take him away from what he does. So yes, it was quite interesting that, um, and I'm trying to recollect the other 82.
Yeah. Well, no, but that reminds me of when, like I'm having talks with people and it's like they've been an accountant their whole life. But inside they're like, but I'm the artist,
Mm,
right? And it reminds me of that. It's like if you didn't have to keep a roof over your head or food on the table and you got to fully move into what your heart song is, what would you be doing? And you just explained it perfectly. That
mm.
person is doing the job, but truly wants to do street art,
Yes,
right?
it is fascinating, isn't it? How you
Hmm.
how you can actually decipher down what actually people are interested in.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And this makes the conversation even funnier because I don't know how many times I told you, I'll book soon, right? Yet today we're here, and I truly believe we're at that crossroads that choice point of we no longer can do things for money. We need to follow our heart's calling.
Mm.
And if you're supposed to be a street artist, a musician, an astronaut, whatever that looks like,
Yeah.
the time is now to step up for
Yes.
your brightest, greatest, fabulous life,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
And so that's why I'm like, oh, that's why I kept on saying I'll book soon. I wasn't ready to, this conversation wasn't ready to happen. I don't know
Interesting, isn't
what
it?
we would have had, but
Ah,
this is the one that we're supposed to be having. This is the
yeah.
one that um the listeners are ready for,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. But
Of
it is interesting, isn't it? But you know, what the pivot question and
mhm,
where it takes you and where it takes
mhm,
the conversation. It
mhm.
can, be up there, down there, roundabout, and all over the houses. And it is really interesting.
Well, and I think even in your own life of like, you were Carolyn's card box, like you were doing the cards, and it's like most people younger than us send a card. Why would I do that? Right?
Oh, younger
I
people are the Gen
I
Zs.
know, but now they're starting to flip over saying, we got to get off of tech. How do we do the stuff that our grandparents used to do?
Nice.
Right? And it's
Yeah.
like, because maybe they've never had a card in the mail as a young person.
Oh,
So they
that's
want
possible.
to they want to say, well, I never had this, but I can sure start doing this.
Mhm.
And who knows, maybe they'll get more cards in the mail too.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, I get overjoyed when I get cards in the mail. And then, like, I'm
Yes.
happy to get the
Yeah.
card. Then I see
Yeah.
where it's coming from, and I'm like, oh, what news do you get to share? Because,
Yeah.
it's not like we don't talk on the phone or whatever. It's just, yeah, I love it.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. I think things are beginning to reverse
Hmm. Well,
very
I
much
think
so.
we're starting to realize what's truly important, right?
Well, yes, because I think people are concerned about technology.
Well, yeah, I just saw a reel of all of this stuff is not me. This is all AI generated by somebody. Just know I haven't done this. I haven't done this. This isn't true. Like, and and she has a big presence on social media, and she's just like, this is crazy,
Yeah,
you know?
and it's very difficult to tell the real from the not real.
Yeah.
And the tiny there was somebody on television the other day, and the tiniest indication of a line or something there, and it's not, and you know, you, but you wouldn't necessarily if you're flicking through things. I mean, you can tell what AI is, but not always.
Well, I was watching an Eddie how to edit video yesterday, trying to edit my podcast, and he did some cuts and he goes, that's good enough, whatever. It's only a tutorial. And I'm like, I can't see what you cut. Like, to my
Oh,
eye, who's not an editor, I'm like,
yes,
I don't, I don't know. I guess you cut
yeah,
something. I don't know what you cut. Like, I saw that he cut something out, but, and he goes, and then he's on the other side saying, good enough. And I'm like, how could you get that better? Like, I don't know. Right. And so it comes with all the talents, right?
mm,
And like even with that street artist, like he'll say, "Oh, I did it." And then another artist will come by and say, "Oh, but if you just did some more shading here, or more highlighting here with okay,
yeah,
to us the naked eye, it's still beautiful."
yes,
Like,
yeah,
we could put them side by side with the edits. They're beautiful. Like,
yes. I suppose it depends on whether you're really not interested, but if you have that attention to detail, you will know yourself. So
Hmm.
you would know what you edit, and perhaps I wouldn't.
Hmm.
It's the same difference, isn't it?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, and it's interesting because with this whole editing thing, um, I'm starting to see a bit of perfectionism coming out, and I'm like, oh, that's maybe why I'm not editing. Because it's like, will it ever be perfect enough to send out, right? Where I feel the authentic conversation's perfect
yeah,
without editing. Whatever ums and ahs and whatever
yeah. No,
pregnant
mine go.
pauses that we
Mine,
have, it was perfect. But if I
yeah.
start editing it, maybe I'm gonna go overboard and that's all I get done. And I don't want that to
See, I
happen.
don't
So
edit. Don't edit
I don't
mine.
I don't either, but I also don't put out shorts. The only reason I want to edit is to get the shorts,
Right.
right?
No,
Because mine,
I've not done that because
well,
mine are
because
different
you,
in the sense of yours. Yours would probably benefit from the shorts,
yeah,
but mine, because they're not on a particular topic, then they probably wouldn't benefit from that. But yours
but
certainly would.
yours is also shorter. Mine are five
Yes,
times the length of yours,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Um, and I also realized, like, I was on someone else's podcast and she edited, and so I reposted, and people are like, "Oh, I actually saw you on LinkedIn, or I saw you," and I'm like, "So you're seeing the posted edits, and you've never seen anything I put out?" And I go,
Oh,
tech,
really?
right? So, yeah, like it's just, but then I go, well, regardless of who says they see it or don't see it, I'm getting new followers. So
Well,
I go,
that's the main
okay, well,
thing, isn't it?
somebody's seeing it. So
Yeah,
it might not be your friends and family or whoever, but somebody's seeing it because they're like
yes.
following you. Awesome. Thank you.
But isn't it
Right?
interesting that they're not seeing the main, but they're seeing the edited and other.
Well, they're commenting on the shorts. Like they're not seeing the whole podcast, they're commenting on the reels that have been made short.
Right.
So, yeah, right? And even in my own podcast, I was looking at some of the analytics on the weekend and I was just like, hmm, all right. It's being seen by more than I know of. There's like, and I know in my own, I'll go onto different podcasts. I don't subscribe. I don't, so, right? So if I don't do it, I can't expect other people to do it, but I
No.
know it changes the algorithms,
Yes.
right?
It
And
all is it's complete madness, isn't it? The
hmm.
understanding of all the algorithms, the this, the that, it sends you balmy.
Hmm.
So all you can really do is do what you do, post what you've got, um, just maybe change the times that you do. But I've changed the times I'm posting
Okay.
because uh, it's said that you post later now on LinkedIn because I was posting at 9 in the morning and the ultimate is 3:30 to 7:30 p.m.
Oh, interesting.
apparently.
That fits my schedule better,
I did
right?
a search the other day and it said the ultimate time was, and it's different on different days.
But is that ultimate time because you're in the UK or is that ultimate time for North America?
I think it's ultimate time. So I would presume if you did a search, just do country, you put your country in. But I mean, it's like Facebook.
Hmm.
Um, I think that was higher read on a Sunday.
Because people have time to scroll.
Mm. But some other times it's obscure. So
Interesting. Well, I
yeah,
should look that
it's
up because I have a big batch of podcasts to get out. So, um, I may as well put them out when people are actually going to see them.
mm. And I also put them on YouTube for a day before I post them out to gather algorithm.
On YouTube first. Look at you, wealth of knowledge, you.
No, I just, see what's happening.
Yeah.
That's all. So I'm just following what everybody else. I'm being sheep.
Well, no, but I mean, like our mutual friend Kathy always says, she's stalking us in the nicest way.
Yeah,
And so I tend to do that Monday morning post. Um, but the only time it gets read is when we're in the posting party.
yeah.
The other weeks it doesn't get read, so I'm like, well,
Conversation.
like,
It's because conversations aren't ongoing. Ian did a post uh, recently. He does a post once a week, and he's
mm-hmm,
posting more now.
mm-hmm.
And he always answers your. So he comments on what you commented on and ends with a question. So the conversation is just ongoing, and it normally lasts a week. Our
Yeah.
group aren't doing that.
Well, I tried doing that with that group and it went flat.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. We just got to do what works for us and
yeah.
um but I will look at doing sending out the podcast differently.
So what I do, I schedule it and for 20, and it stays on YouTube for 24 hours, and then it releases. So it's gathering. Apparently, it gathers algorithm when it's even not published. So it's just on the platform.
Oh, so you'll upload it into YouTube on a draft.
So
So
as a
you
full,
upload it
but
at
I
least
schedule it. So I
a
schedule it
day later.
to come out. So it sits there for 24 hours. So I'm on a schedule, and then it releases after 24 hours after gathering algorithm, as long as it's got the right hashtags in the description.
Right. So then when do you put it on LinkedIn and Facebook?
So then I do it twice a week, Monday and Friday, and I've changed the
Okay.
time, so 3:30 in the afternoon. And then I'll go back in and put the link in for featured posts because all every single podcast goes on featured post on LinkedIn, which is linked to YouTube.
Interesting. And that's all just by trial and error for you in all these.
No, it's only well, it's just featured post is another is just it's so I do a 2 minute or so on the post, and then that's a teaser, and then I do the link for featured posts. I go in because it won't allow you to do it when you schedule a post. You have to go in and do it once it's live. So I then put the link in from featured posts um, into the post, and then people can click on that link, and they can then that takes them through to um, YouTube to watch the whole thing.
Interesting. You got my brain going.
I can see the clock's going.
I know
Tick,
because
tick,
I'm
tick, tick,
like,
tick.
I'm in the middle of changing a lot. I'm changing my CRM. I'm trying to do the edits, and then like as I think about getting all these podcasts out, I'm like, well, let's see how I can do it better.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I don't edit or anything. That's why I've kept it as simple as possible. I do the recording. It then I just grab a 2 minute, 2 minute 220. I download that. I do that in Adobe Express. Download that, post that out, schedule the posts on a Monday and a Friday.
Adobe Express. That's a
Yeah,
new one.
and I that just that you can get a snapshot, uh, however long you want it to be, but 2 minutes or so is enough to dangle the
Plenty.
carrot.
Oh, some people say 30 seconds,
Well, yes, yeah,
but I'm like 30 seconds. I don't even know if I saw it. Like, You know, like
It needs
if
to, yes,
something came up in 30
yeah,
seconds, I don't
yeah.
even say I saw the.
Well, I used to do it 30 seconds or so. And then somebody said to me, think you perhaps might need it a little bit longer. Somebody that's, quite sort of knowledgeable in what they do and how they do it. So I thought, right, okay, well, if that's how you do it, I'll do the same. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
yeah.
Yeah. But it is fascinating how different people do things. What works for one doesn't work for another, and so on and so forth.
Well, and I think I'm trying to do edits on a platform that's way beyond my scope,
Oh,
right? Because it's for professional editing, and I'm like,
mm,
but they say, the free side is more than you'll ever need, and I'm like, yeah, but I just got to get it started. Like,
yeah.
I'm reading the tutorial and I don't got the same buttons.
Oh,
Um, right? And so then I thought,
yeah.
okay, well, it said, do you want to update? And so I went back and updated it. And I'm like, then I went and found a new updated version for YouTube. And I'm like, I still don't have the same buttons. And
Oh,
so I don't know if it's because my audio and the video are already clicked together or if they have it coming in as two different streams.
mm, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the time has run out on
I know.
us.
And we just learned so much. Thank you so much.
Well, yes, I've learned a lot from you too. So, that's what it's all about, educating one another, having conversations and learning, isn't it? That's
Hmm.
really what the crux of it
Hmm.
is learning from what one another does and what works for one, doesn't work for another and so on and so forth. You have to adapt for
Yeah.
yourself. Um, but I take the route that, I don't really want to. I want it to be as simple as possible. So I've
Hmm.
got a two-stepper, and yeah, so it's each to their own.
Well, but
But
it
thank you.
just even getting that algorithm, like don't
Yeah,
schedule it for 24 hours. Like, you know, that's huge.
mm, yeah. But yes, so we've learned a lot from one another in such a short space of time. So thank you so much for
Yes.
joining me and educating me.
Yeah. Thank you
And
for having me back.
thank you very much.